Can I work part-time while studying in China? The general and official answer that I can give you is yes. International students are allowed to work in China. So yeah, don't worry if you can't speak any Mandarin. There is no need for you to learn Chinese. I'm lying. You have to learn Chinese. Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode on Everyday Life in China. So in this video, I'm going to answer the top 10 frequently asked questions when it comes to study in China. Let's go. So the first one that I want to talk about is how do I apply for a student visa? How do I apply for a student visa? Now, to apply for a student visa, you will need an acceptance letter from a Chinese university, a valid passport, and other supporting documents. So I can actually guide you throughout your whole application process. If you are thinking of applying and you need any help, please leave a comment in the comment section and then I'll make sure to reply to your comments, or you can reach out to me on any socials and begin your application. Now, question number 2 is, what are the most popular universities in China? So, actually, China has so many renowned universities. I mean, globally ranked, QS ranked, top 100 QS ranked schools. There are so many of them over here. We have like Tsinghua University, Beijing University or Peking University. We have Wuhan University, Shanghai Jiao Tong University, a lot of them, Fudan University. There are so many good Chinese universities that you can actually consider. So actually, it is important to research which school is the best choice for the major that you want to study. Don't get it wrong. Now, the next question is, how do I communicate in China if I don't speak Mandarin? This is one of the most asked questions. I mean, everyone speaks Chinese in China, right? So what do I do if I can't speak Mandarin? We know that many people come to China without knowing how to speak Mandarin Chinese. And Mandarin Chinese, or in Chinese we call the Putonghua, is actually the most spoken language in China. So my first tip is that before you come to China to study, make sure you have learned a few key phrases like hello, how are you, how much is this, I want to buy that, I want to buy that. These key phrases are those ones that you want to know before you come. But even if you don't have the chance to study this before you come, which most of us find ourselves into, regarding this, I want to say that there is actually no need for you to worry if you can't speak any Mandarin. You can actually come to the country and then begin studying. That is what I actually did. I mean, I came to China without even knowing how to say hello. But then after some time, I got to get used to the language. I got to know of some apps that I can use to study Chinese. And so these are the apps that actually helped me to learn Chinese. Once you come to China, you can use some translation apps. We have like Google Translate, we have Baidu Translate, and several other apps that you can actually use to better your Chinese or to start learning Chinese. So don't worry if you can't speak any Mandarin. There's no requirement like that. I'm lying. You actually need it. Yeah, the next question, what is the cost of living in China? Now, the cost of living in China can vary across cities, but generally, living in China is generally cheaper as compared to other countries, other European countries like Spain, France, and the rest, or even America, UK, Canada, and stuff like that. Living in China is relatively cheaper. That is what I would say in general. But then the cost of living in China varies depending on the city and then your own lifestyle. You get it? So if you are someone that is extravagant, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to go out on the weekends, go clubbing up and down, I mean, you know you're going to spend more, right? But if you are that student that you are kind of able to manage your finances well, you can actually live with the little that your parent is able to send you. So there's no need for you to worry about that at all. Accommodation, transportation, and food expenses are relatively reasonable in China, but also it is essential to plan and budget accordingly, according to your own means of income. So the next question I want to answer is, how do I find an accommodation in China? So actually, most universities in China provide on-campus accommodation for international students. You can also explore off-campus options such as renting apartments or shared housing. And then also the university's international office can assist you to find a suitable accommodation outside. So don't worry about this. So the next question I want to answer is, what is the student life in China like? This is one question that I get so many times. So I would say that, China is a very diverse, a very vibrant country. And universities, over here, the universities actually organize several cultural events, clubs, extracurricular activities, and then I would say that you actually have the opportunity to meet students from different backgrounds and engage in a range of social and academic experiences. So, in general, I would say that the student life in China is something that is worth trying. If you are someone that wants to have an experience in study abroad, then China should be one place that you should consider, because they offer a very vibrant student life. And then once you are someone that is law-abiding and is able to fit into the society, China is a very welcoming place for you. You can come and have a very good time here. Now, the next question is, how safe is China for international students? Leaving your country, leaving your parents to go to a land far away from you, safety is one of the most important concerns. And then generally, I would say that China is considered safe for international students. However, it's important for you to exercise caution and always be aware of your surroundings. In China, there are cameras everywhere. The only place that we don't have cameras is inside your room and maybe in the kitchen or whatever. But if you go to the classroom, on the streets, on the corridors, everywhere, there are cameras everywhere that actually monitoring everything that is going on in the country. So far as safety is concerned, I would think that China is really doing well regarding safety of its people. So as an international student, you get to experience, or you get to enjoy that kind of safety that comes over here. So the next question I want to talk about is, can I work part-time while studying in China? So the general and official answer that I can give you is yes. International students are allowed to work in China, but then it's not very popular as how you would see it in US and other countries, right? So why do I say this? Let me give you an example. So for example, in US, you can actually do some very normal or very common or petty jobs. For example, like washing cars or working in a restaurant to serve, be a bartender. Those very common, those jobs that are very easy to find, right? So these are the kind of works that you can actually do in US or other European countries, and are very common to find. These are very easy to find. But the thing here is that in China, you don't get to do these kind of jobs. Now, what kind of jobs are you allowed to do legally? So if you want to work in China, you actually have to find a company that is generally closer to your school, because there's actually a time limit that you can work, the number of hours that you can work within a day, and the number of hours that you can work within a week. And then also it's extended during the holidays, right? And so once you find the work that you can do, they give you a letter. You take that letter to your international office, and then the office is going to approve. Now that is where the problem is. As to if the office is going to approve it for you, that is something between you and the office, right? So they are going to consider how related that job that you want to go for is to your major. So for example, if you are studying software engineering and then you get a job that is more related to mechanical engineering, you are likely to be bounced, right? But if you are doing international trade and then you get a company that is actually into import and export, that is very close to the major that you are studying, so it's more likely that your offer is going to be accepted, and then the school is going to grant you the permission, after which you can now go to the immigration of your city and then apply for a part-time work visa. So you are going to get an extra visa in your passport that you are going to show around in case you are asked for this document. So, China allows students to work, but the regulations are very tight. They are not open like how you get in other countries, right? It's not that free. So yeah, that is it in China. They allow you to work, but not everyone gets the chance to, because there are just so much rules for you to follow. Yeah. So the next question I want to answer is, how do I adapt to the cultural differences in China? So adapting to a new culture can be challenging but exciting, because it's important to keep an open mind, be respectful of local customs, and also try to immerse yourself in the Chinese culture, because actually universities often offer orientation programs and support services to help international students try to adjust over here. So if you are someone that is open-minded, that is welcoming, trust me, you can be able to blend yourself in the Chinese society. So the last question I want to answer is, what support services are available for international students in China? So Chinese universities actually provide various support services for international students. So these include academic counseling, language assistance, cultural integration programs, and also like health services. And actually, you can always reach out to the international school or international office for any help or guidance that you may need. So yeah, these are the top 10 FAQs that I want to answer in this video. Now there are so many of them, including how can I get a scholarship? Can I do a master's program that is not in my area of study? How long does it take for the application process? I want to know the programs available. There are so many of them. So you know what? If you have any more questions, please drop them in the comment section and I'll be very glad to help you answer them. You can reach out to me on any socials and then I'll also be glad to help you through your application process. Thank you so much for staying out here with me. It's Moses and I'll see you in another episode. Peace out.